It was over. After 4 years of war, the Union had triumphed. Richmond had fallen, Lee had surrendered, and at last, President Abraham Lincoln could breathe again. On April 14th, 1865, Good Friday, Washington was alive with celebration. Flags hung from every window. Crowds filled the streets cheering the end of war. Lincoln, weary but hopeful, told his cabinet that morning, "There is no bitterness in my heart toward the South." He spoke of rebuilding, of healing, of a nation with malice toward none, with charity for all. That evening, he decided to do something he hadn't done in years, take his wife, Mary Todd Lincoln, to the theater. The play was Our American Cousin, a light comedy at Ford's Theater. Lincoln arrived late, smiling as the audience stood to applaud him. He waved from the presidential box, a moment of peace after years of grief. But not far away, a man watched with hatred burning in his heart. John Wilkes Booth, a 26-year-old actor and Confederate sympathizer, had been planning for weeks. He had hoped to kidnap Lincoln. Now with the war lost, he wanted revenge. He believed killing the president could reignite the Southern cause. Around 10:15 p.m., Booth slipped into the theater through a back door, climbed the stairs to the presidential box, and waited for the crowd to erupt in laughter. Then he opened the door, raised his pistol, and fired. The sound echoed through the theater. Lincoln slumped forward, a small bullet lodged behind his right eye. Booth leapt from the balcony, shouting, "Sic semper tyrannis! Thus always to tyrants!" the motto of Virginia. He broke his leg on landing, but escaped into the night. Inside the theater, chaos erupted. Doctors rushed to Lincoln's side. They carried him across the street to a small boarding house, the Peterson House, where he was laid across a narrow bed. He never regained consciousness. Through the night, his friends and cabinet gathered, silent and weeping. Mary Todd sat beside him, whispering prayers. At 7:22 a.m., April 15th, Abraham Lincoln took his final breath. Secretary of War Edwin Stanton broke the silence. "Now he belongs to the ages," he said. Across the country, church bells tolled. Flags were lowered to half-mast. People wept openly in the streets. The joy of victory was gone, replaced by a grief that seemed to stretch over the entire nation. Booth fled south, hunted for nearly 2 weeks before being cornered and killed in a burning barn in Virginia. But Lincoln's death was more than tragedy. It was a test. Would the nation he had saved now live by the ideals he died for? Would mercy still triumph over vengeance? The man who had carried the burden of war did not live to see the peace he dreamed of. But his words, his vision, his faith in the better angels of our nature, they endured. The president who freed millions, who saved the Union, now belonged to history, and the reborn United States would carry his memory forever.